everyone, I am Jamie with 3littlegoats.com. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. I generally put out soap making videos every single Saturday. We do cold process soap, we make lotions, we do wax melts, we do all kinds of DIY beauty products, and those will still be coming out every single Saturday. For now, we're going to call these Random Wednesdays because I'll put these out on Wednesdays. You may not be watching them on Wednesday, but that's the days they will come out, and it'll be things from around the homestead. If you guys didn't know, we live on a 13-acre little farm in Arkansas, which we are fixing up and getting ready to get some animals. We put in almost 800 feet of fencing in over the week, so we are about halfway there now with getting our entire pasture fenced in. Now that was just one side of the 4 sides of our pasture. We still have 2 more sides to go, so hopefully in the next few months we'll have it all fenced off and have some cute little animals. Hopefully, we'll see. But we will reserve Wednesdays for cute animals, baking, canning, gardening, whatever I have going on that week, really. So today we're going to make some healthy-ish donuts. They're about as healthy as you can for chocolate donuts. They're very delicious. You don't have to make them donuts. You can actually make them as muffins. My kids make them in little muffin pans, which is great for taking for breakfast on the go. And they are just really yummy and a lot better for you than the fried donuts, but they are chocolate, so they are still very delicious. So without further ado, I'm going to initiate some voiceover mode. I'm going to take you to my kitchen and we're going to get started on these healthy-ish chocolate donuts. So let's get started.
You're first going to want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees, and you're going to need some ground oats, some baking soda, cocoa powder, the higher quality the better, eggs, some honey, agave, or maple syrup of your choice, coconut oil, plain non-fat Greek yogurt, as well as vanilla, and just a pinch of salt. Now, if you're like me and live in a small town where it is hard to come across things like oat flour, you can make your own. I have just got some quick oats here, and I'm going to put it in my Ninja Bullet mixer thingy-majigger. Any blender will do, or a food processor will do as well. And you're just going to take your quick oats and you're going to dump it in your blender, and you're going to mix it until it's all a nice smooth powder. If there's a little bit of chunks in it, it's no big deal. You just want to make sure majority of it is blended down into a nice powder. Once that is all nice and smooth, you're going to add in your cocoa powder as well as your salt and your baking soda, and you're just going to give that a quick whisk just to combine all of those dry ingredients together. And then we're just going to set that aside while we work on all of our wet ingredients. In this bowl, I have my coconut oil, my sweetener, and my vanilla, as well as my Greek yogurt, and I'm just going to add in my eggs. I'm going to give this a really good mix with my whisk until everything is nice and combined. And then, it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to add in my wet to my dry. Now, do note that if it is a little bit chilly in your area, you want to make sure your coconut oil is melted. That way you don't have to mix out the chunks of coconut oil like I did. It was a little bit chilly today, and some of my coconut kind of hardened up a little bit. No big deal, just means I had to put in a little bit extra elbow grease, but you're going to want to just mix this until well combined. I started with a whisk. Do not use a whisk. It's just going to get stuck in your whisk. Grab a spoon and mix it with a spoon until it's all nice and combined. Try not to overmix it. If you live in a really dry climate and you have a hard time getting everything nice and combined, you can add just a little bit of water at a time, but don't add too much. You want this to be a nice thick batter because we're actually going to pipe it into the donut trays or into a muffin tin, whatever you prefer. So you're looking for like that nice thick batter like I have here. So just to make things a little bit easier and less messy, because y'all know I make a mess whenever I do anything, I am actually going to put my batter into a Ziploc bag and use it as a piping bag. You can use a piping bag if you want. I don't have any on hand and they take forever for anything to ship to me where we live. So Ziploc bag it is. I'm just going to spoon it in and snip off the tip and use that to pipe into my donut pan. Again, if you don't have a donut pan, you can use a mini muffin tin or a cupcake tin. Just whatever you have on hand will work. So I did lightly grease my donut pan with some cooking spray, and then I'm just going to use my piping bag / Ziploc bag to pipe everything in. It just makes it a lot easier. You can of course spoon it in, but I'm a very messy person, so this helps reduce my chances of me getting it everywhere. Then once my pan is nice and filled, I'm going to put them in the oven. I'm going to bake them for 8 to 10 minutes or until, when inserted with a toothpick, the toothpick comes out clean. And once they are completely baked, I'm just going to turn them out onto a wire rack to cool. And while they are cooling, I am going to work on the chocolate glaze that goes on them. Believe me, you do not want to skip out on the chocolate glaze. The chocolate glaze is what makes these donuts so yummy. That by themselves, they're okay, but they're not very sweet. So if you want a little bit of just a tiny bit of more sweetness, you're going to want this chocolate glaze. Glaze, all I did was heat up some coconut oil in the microwave so it was nice and warm, and then I added in both milk chocolate and dark chocolate to it, and I just gave it a really good mix until it was nice and smooth and ready to be drizzled. I mean, you can drizzle them on like I did using a whisk, or you can straight up just dunk the whole top right into the chocolate glaze. It is completely up to you, but if you're going to dunk, I would suggest you wait until the donuts are completely cool, because while they are warm, they are really, really fragile. So I found that just letting them cool and glazing them while they're still warm was perfect. So if a chocolate glaze isn't really your thing, you can also make some nice yummy homemade caramel sauce for the fall. I made some mini muffins with the same exact recipe, and I just drizzled them with some homemade caramel sauce that I made, and it was perfection. Now these are totally awesome when they're like still warm and fresh out of the oven, but if you're not going to eat them the same day, you can totally just put them in an airtight container and save them for breakfast in the morning or lunch, or even after dinner for a nice delicious sweet treat at the end of the day.
So that is what I've got for you guys today. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. It does really help. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. What are you waiting for? We put out soap making videos every single Saturday and random videos every Wednesday or so-ish. Not every Wednesday right now, but every few Wednesdays we'll be putting out random videos as well. And be sure to check out the description box down below, because I always have a whole bunch of stuff linked down there as well. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!